Hello, my name is Zach Richards. This is my final exam for MELS 602, Summer 2013, Gardner-Webb University. In this final exam, we've been asked to present Artifact 2. Artifact 2A, we've completed, submitted to our professor. Artifact B through E, we have had to make progress this semester. And in this presentation, I will show that progress that has been made on those. First, I'm going to discuss Artifact 2A. We had to do a research artifact using at least 10 research articles that discuss teacher empowerment. These articles needed to include Marzano, Whitaker, Darling, Hammond, and others. In the research, I used basic search engines such as Google and Yahoo and filtered out .com sources. And I used the EBCO host as well as the Gardner-Webb University online library to find many of my articles. From my findings, I discovered that teacher empowerment ultimately comes from within the four walls of the classroom, but it is good for your administration team at your school as well as at the county level to really embrace that teacher empowerment. It has to be a collaborative effort as a whole. Speaking of collaborative, in Artifact 2A, we were asked to do a literature review, and when I was writing 2A, I was really struggling, so I decided to break it up into components that makes it easier for me to understand. Those 6 components are collaboration, growth, positivity, trust, effective instruction, and leadership. And within that leadership review, I quoted and found certain sections of articles that I found that really left a big impact on me. Specifically for leadership, this article is from IEL 2008. Redefining leadership in schools is essential to understanding its impact to student outcomes. Current research calls for moving away from traditional administrative hierarchy towards a more distributed model of leadership. The research describes the type of behavior that reaches beyond classrooms to create a climate and the organization necessary for learning, not living, sorry. In Artifact 2C, gap analysis, I'm kind of jumping from A to C, and you'll see why here in a moment. I took those 6 components and asked these questions with those 6 components. Collaboration. What do you think of our current PLC process? Growth. Are students growing in the classroom with more than just test scores? Positivity. What can you do as an educator each day to be positive? Trust. Do you trust your current admin team? Do you trust your department chair? Do you trust your neighboring teacher? Do you trust the students in your classroom? Do you trust their grasp in that material? Effective instruction. You need to classify effective instruction. Is this something that you can ever master, or is it something that's always evolving? And leadership. How are you a leader in your school? In Artifact 2B, we were asked to put together a graphic checklist visual. I've put a PowerPoint together for that. Artifact 2B, graphic and checklist visual. Teacher empowerment, the ability for teachers to take initiative and lead our school in a direction in which progress is made. Components of teacher empowerment: collaboration, growth, positivity, trust, effective instruction, and leadership. Collaboration is working well with others, not only for the benefit of themselves, but for the benefit of the entire group. Most importantly, for the benefit of our students. Growth. Growth is not only measured by test scores of a particular student or subject area. Growth is an area that should constantly improve in uphill progress. This includes behavior, attendance, applying information, real world, becoming leaders, and having the ability to function in 21st civilization independently. Positivity. You have to have that go-get-em attitude each and every day. Positivity is a very simple concept. Just bring your A game each and every day. Trust. Do you trust the folks that you work with? How can you establish that trust? Why is trust so important? I'll tell you why. If you have that trust with your staff members, you can make progress a lot faster on all the goals that you set to achieve. Effective instruction. Do you give effective instruction? It's not teaching to the test. It's understanding the student's needs and how to differentiate that instruction and how to evolve as a teacher each and every day. Did that lesson go great for you? Ask yourself that question each and every day and figure out ways to grasp those concepts for your students. Leadership. Leadership is required in a school for teacher empowerment. It is great if your administration team can embrace that leadership, however. Summarizing. Those components I've shared with you, how can they benefit your school? How would you rank the components from most important to least important? And who are the key contributors to making it successful in our schools? As you can see, I've already summarized 2B, A, and C. I jumped around a lot there. Now I'm going to jump into 2E and 2D. I've also put a PowerPoint together for those as well. In Artifact 2D and 2E, Opportunities for Empowerment and Action Plan. 2E asks to establish an action plan. However, for the purpose of this presentation, I have gone ahead and put some action steps into place which will help guide the PLC process once I return to school fall 2013. I have taken opportunities based off that checklist. Number 1 is staff leadership and collaboration. Number 2 is positivity. Number 3 is trust. Number 4 is growth. And number 5 is effective instruction. Action steps. These are the key action steps for each of those 5 opportunities that I've put together. Staff leadership and collaboration. Establish a leadership team that consists of department chairs and key stakeholders in the school. Reorganize the school improvement team so that it's elected team members by department. Give faculty more opportunities to determine what professional development we may need. Positivity. Hold quarterly luncheons with faculty to establish relationships and appropriate bonding. Be sure to consistently share any professional accomplishments staff members have made and show the appreciation for that. Also, Department Member of the Month nominated by each individual of the department. That's another positive teacher empowerment. Trust. Department chair meetings on a monthly basis is create a venue for departments to share concerns with administration. Faculty council monthly meetings that staff members will be able to bring in any concerns that involve the administration team. Encourage open communication between staff and administration staff. Allow staff to select the professional development they would like to participate in. Also, with that professional development, hold staff accountable for professional development that they receive by seeing if they have followed up on what they've been trained with. Also, as a school, when you're setting growth, set reachable goals in regards to classroom management. Also, take student and teacher scores and set very reasonable, reachable goals for those teachers. Effective instruction. Continue staff remediation opportunities for students to participate on a daily basis. Encourage staff to reevaluate lessons and reflect on consistent basis to determine if instruction is reaching the students. Also, continue the practice of PLCs within departments to measure students' learning and the curriculum that is being asked of them. As you can see, the artifact really builds off each other. You take that artifact 2A and then you build your way on up to 2E there for an action plan at the end. I found it easier to go from 2A to 2C and 2B really guiding those other artifacts. Artifact 2A, you do so much in building that research that it really helps you put together 2B through E. I'll be curious to see if any other artifact goes along that way in our program. One of the last things that we needed to find in regards to 2E was how we were going to evaluate. We need some things that I was thinking about is that at staff meetings we can do frequent surveys quarterly. Also, in the PLC that I need to develop in the fall, I need to pick one component to focus on quarterly. Also, another way we can evaluate is in those PLCs, putting together those common assessments to evaluate student growth, because at the end of the day, it is about growth. Indicators of success. Finding ways to determine if staff members have a better understanding of each component. And through the work that I've done with this program, I'm hoping in the school improvement team or leadership team I could involve that. This is the end of my final exam. Thank you.